Deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel, 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual, now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, the remnants from Francine moving our way, so we will see an increasing chance of rainfall, the heaviest off to the south, but everything moves north as we head through the afternoon. The high today in the middle to upper 70s. A chance of rain again tonight. The overnight low will drop down into the low 60s, and then a chance of mainly morning rain on Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
You're listening to The Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Don't touch my beef jerky now.
This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
With the fans coming in here and filling up the stadium, and our kids are really looking forward to it. I showed on video running through the A and a hog walk today and just trying to explain to the newcomers exactly what a privilege and honor it is to play for the Arkansas Razorbacks in front of our wonderful fans.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
And Tommy Kraft.
They're gonna go nuts when he hits this thing.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about this, cowboy?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those Hogs.
It was a talking point all offseason that Arkansas would play its first game in its home stadium week 3. You finally have it 3:15 this Saturday against UAB. You heard Coach Pittman there talking about the hog walk, running through the traditions that you'll finally get to take advantage of this weekend. We've got plenty to discuss here on what's I say that. It's Too Stupid Thursday. I apologize. I'm a day behind. It is good to have you back in studio.
It seems like
you've been gone the last 2 days.
Was I here Monday? I was in here Monday.
Yes.
Gone the last 2 days.
It's thrown me off. It's good to see your bright,
it's good to be
shining,
good to be in
smiley
here.
face. Apparently, it's National Encouragement Day, so I'd like to start with that voice of encouragement. That is good to have you back in studio.
Nice.
I do.
These are actually the first words we've exchanged today. We've been in the building. I haven't got to talk to you.
I have a really funny story to tell you that I think you're going to find entertaining. We'll get to that coming up as we get going here on a Too Stupid Thursday.
Your hair looks very nice today. You are well dressed.
I like Big C's shirt. I like Big C's shirt.
Looking good. I like I like the custom wrinkle look you got going on.
First
there.
time wearing it.
All right, it's a good. He's got a Henley. I'm a big Hen. When it gets a little colder, Chuck was talking about.
I couldn't see. Yeah, you got the buttons there.
He's got the button for
right.
the 3 buttons.
All
Chuck
right.
talks about his quarter zip. I'm a big. When it gets a little colder, a long sleeve Henley is what I love. Nice long sleeve Henley, some cowboy boots, and my jeans, my Wrangler jeans. That is what I like to wear outside of the studio.
Hey, we're brought to you by our friends over at Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental. They've got a special offer just for you, the Morning Rush listener out there. I'm going to tell you about it. Hang on. They're right at the entrance to Riley Farms. Every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family, you'll find there. General dentistry, braces, implants, cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Dr. Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice give all of their patients a better smile, a more confident and comfortable experience every time. All right, here's the deal, and here's the number. 479-226-3500 is their number, 226-3500. Tell them you heard about it right here on the Morning Rush on ESPN Arkansas. And at your next appointment, you get a free bleaching kit or $100 off your in-office accelerated whitening. That's right up your alley, Ty. Free teeth whitening, essentially. $100 off on your next visit. So just tell them you heard it right here on the Ty Richardson Radio Network, and you'll get $100 off for a free bleaching kit. 479-226-3500 or book online at valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
That TRRN is almost as elite as Rush's, the late Rush's EIB, but not not close.
Brax hasn't practiced much this week. We're going to check him out. He's got a bone bruise. And Hud, he's doubtful. I don't know that he'll be ready this week. Cuddy, I think he'll be fine.
Now every team in this nation knows that you boys can do this. There are a lot of Lions, Tigers, and Bears, and Cowboys of all variations, but there's only one Razorback, and we are the Razorback. Now let's go.
Is that Tretola going to throw it back? Are you kidding me? Touchdown, Arkansas.
I would like to have the best of Eddie.
This loss has really affected me. To say it's taking the winds out of my sails is an understatement.
It's time for the opening drive.
So we heard Sam Pittman twice yesterday on the SEC teleconference, and then also last night on Sam Pittman Live, which you can, of course, hear on all of our radio stations, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app. And he mentioned a few guys there. He had Marquise Robinson, who sounds like he's going to be back. Hudson Clark, it's a maybe. Lean like I heard, probably not. It sounds like Jalen Braxton could play, and then again, Patrick Kudus is not going to play. Mentioned that earlier the week, and then also who's the last guy I mentioned? Jalen Braxton, yeah. So you've got some secondary players, Tom, and you kind of broke this down a little bit as we were off air yesterday. It's a good chunk of guys that are kind of injured in your secondary that through 2 games you don't necessarily expect to be at.
No, and, you need them back. Now, you're going to play Peyton Thorne and a Auburn offense that's sputtered and struggled. He is not going to be confused with one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but you also don't want to go in. Arkansas is not being confused as one of the best football programs in the league either. I think the defense, would you say, I understand what the statistics say at this point, but defense is probably middle of the pack at best right now in this league. I don't think anyone's going to confuse them with one of the better defenses. They got trouble getting pressure on the quarterback. So you can't be shorthanded going into your conference opener on the road. So I like the idea of maybe playing some younger guys, getting them some on-field experience, and getting your veteran guys ready, because I think unless you figure out how to get to Peyton Thorne the following week, you're going to need all hands on deck in the secondary.
You kind of led us in the direction where I wanted to go. Through 2 games, I know it's not special teams. We can already eliminate them. But which unit do you think gives you the best chance to get to a bowl game this fall? 877-377-6963. Sam Pittman touched more on his defense yesterday. Here's what he said.
We're doing some great things offensively, but the way that we're playing defensive football, especially for the first 7 quarters of the year, Travis and his group over there have done an outstanding job, along with the players, obviously. They're flying around the football. We're limited big plays. Obviously, Oklahoma State had a trick play, a flea flicker, a reverse flea flicker that got us. But, we're just talking about they earned touchdowns in the fourth quarter inside the red zone. We have to stop that. But other than that, we're playing very hard, limited mistakes.
I'll let you start. He goes on a little bit more, talks about the rest of his unit there. We know the offense is 1,000 times better. If you watch any of last year versus this year, it's not close. But I think where I come at I guess is an impasse with where I think this season is going to go is I was under the impression the defense was not going to be as good last year. And I don't know if I'm as bullish and standoffish on that idea based on 2 games, because I've actually been pleasantly surprised with how they played. Now, you keep coming back to the idea it's just 2 games, and you're right. But through 2 games, which unit do you think gives you more confidence that your season prediction could come to fruition and they could get 7 wins?
Well, the correct answer is it will take both. Now, you're trying to pin me down to pick a side of the ball. I think we'll throw special teams
Yeah,
out.
we chucked that out. We chucked that out after the second.
I'm going to tell you, Talon Green through 2 games, and I caution myself, particularly when you look at stats like Arkansas scoring offense is 4th in the league and 9th in the country right now. Total offense, 2nd in the league, 2nd nationally. Rushing offense, 3rd in the SEC, 16th nationally. I worry a little bit about, don't put too much weight in these numbers. So when you look at where you're at nationally and where you're at in the conference, we need a little more sample size because not everyone's 2 games have been equal at this point. But to answer your question, I would say that right now the offense probably gives me a little more hope that you're going to get there.
All right, let's go around the room. Big C, what do you think on this?
Man, I'll tell you what, they're both playing really well. They're both playing good enough to win. There's few weaknesses in the defense, but yeah, I'm with Tommy. I like the offense. I mean, the only time they really get stopped is when they shoot themselves in the foot.
Which Talon
Again,
and
we've seen 2 games, and that's exactly what we saw in that second half. And I don't know how much weight you're going to put even in a great performance this weekend as a fan.
Well, I think so. I heard. I'm going to be honest. I don't remember if Bo or Chuck said this morning, but it was one of the smartest things I've heard all week. It's like Oklahoma State was the show me game. Well, they showed you that they can score, and now we're delaying 2 more weeks because this weekend.
Well,
you don't want to lose, but it's not Auburn.
Does this win hold enough value? Is the opponent worthy enough to move your opinion this week?
No, I think that's overwhelming. And I
agree.
If you win by 40, like I said, that's a good sign.
Yep. Opening drive brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas and their 25 locations around the state. Spruce up your existing home or even build a brand new home. And you can trust the experts at Farm Credit to guide you through all of the financing options. Go to myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com, or stop by Farm Credit's 25 locations and get started on building more family memories. Only thing you can do is hurt yourself this weekend in the opinion of the fans and those viewing on the outside. That's about all you can do this weekend.
Yeah, and I think this game is about a couple things outside of just the score. The scores ultimately matters, but you've got the late Chris Mortensen's son, Alex, former Arkansas quarterback, coming home. You've got the first game in Fayetteville, and then you've got a quarterback that many of you know that is coaching up the UAB Blazers. I did find it funny, though, Tommy, as I was listening to the players this week, listening to TJ Metcalf, who's, by the way, named captain again last night, and then Nico Davier. They did not know who Trent Dilfer was.
Nah. Yeah, I heard him. I never really watched him.
If he ain't play for the Saints, I don't know him.
And I think TJ's a sophomore. I think that Nico's either sophomore or junior, so that puts him at 19, 20 years old, and
When
that
did
was a
Dilfer
quarterback
play?
in the 2000s. It's funny. I just you occasionally, and we'll get a text in here, and I have to look at you, and it's like, who is that? Like, what athlete are they referring to? Even in Arkansas, and I've listened to Clay and Chuck and read Clay stuff for years, and I feel like I have a decent understanding of Arkansas players based on timelines and whatnot. But every once in a while, I just don't know who a player is or something like.
Just like yesterday in remembering 9/11, we have a whole generation. And you're on the very edge of that. Even at knocking on the door of 30, you were in the 6th. You were 6 years old, 7 years old in the first grade.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember anything.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know how much you remember about that day. You know, as you reflect back, you know where you were. But I mean, so these kids, they're not going to know Trent Dilfer. I mean, hate to use that analogy, but I mean, yesterday was so fresh because I find it interesting watching some of these videos and remembrances that are well done, but done by people who weren't even alive then. So, I'm not. I don't think Trent Dilfer should be offended if these players don't know who he is.
So, and that's it. You're 100% right. Give me someone. I'm 29. Give me someone, or our audience, give me someone at 877-377-6963 that I probably don't know about. An athlete for example, Phil did this with Ricky Henderson. When I was on halftime, Phil taught me about.
How did you not know about Ricky Henderson, though?
Because he's.
Ever heard of a guy like Bo Jackson? Heard of him?
I know Bo Jackson, but
Phil
brought up him, and I had no idea. One, I didn't grow up around baseball, and two, I I mean, Phil's a MLB and baseball savant. Like, there's not a baseball question out there that I don't think Phil Elson knows when it comes to
So
baseball.
if I asked
trivia.
you who Del Murphy was, you'd probably.
Is he a baseball player?
There you go. So you answered my question.
Did I at least get the sports right?
You did.
Okay.
He was one of my favorite Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
Of the 80s
You
and
have,
90s.
and now that it's kind of recollecting a little bit, you have got one. But
Ron Santo.
Who's that? Do you know who that is?
Ron Santo? Didn't he play for the A's?
He was a Cub.
A Cub. Wayne Sherbet. Sharbet. Do you know who that is, Titus?
Not Sharp. I don't know.
Is it Sherbet?
He was the best what? I don't
There's
know
no
about that.
context surrounding.
He's not Jerry
what-
Rice.
what-
Wayne Sherbet. That's not how you spell Jerry Rice. So-
But this is like, and I don't know. Pittman talked about Dilfer a little bit last night and at the SEC teleconference, but this is kind of like one of those things when you're playing an opponent or you're going back talking about like when an old team comes back in town, like the '94 national championship team, or when we talked with Daryl Hawkins and the Big O this summer about them having the remembrance of the '90 national team. It's cool to like go back in history either against an opponent or for these players that either don't know the history of that opponent or they don't know their own school and like history of what's going on right now. Like Dilfer's a guy I obviously know, but
well, we don't read books very well anymore.
No,
we
don't.
watch videos. We'll watch 30 for 30s. I'm not sure. I think today's generation probably is not, stacking up books in their library of all the great annals and novels that they've read over time.
Apparently he played on the New York Jets, Tommy, the Wayne Sherbet guy.
Well, he was
from
not
Titus.
the best ever, I can tell you, because that would be Jerry Rice.
Be Mr. Rice in the 49er uniform. We got a couple more texts to do too. I do have a stupid story or two to tell as well here on a Too Stupid Thursday.
Kirby Puckett.
Scott in Westford.
Kirby Puckett.
Baseball.
Is that an Arkansas?
He's a baseball player.
Is that an Arkansas guy? No.
Played for the Minnesota Twins.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
One of the greatest center
I was going to
fielders
say you got to keep
of the-
elaborating. Keep helping me on it.
And I believe, and I'm 99% certain on this. I probably should, but since I'm 90, he caught the play as he's going to the wall when Jack Buck famously said, "And we'll see you tomorrow night." I believe that's back when they had like the hockey glass up in center field.
Was
back
that in
there.
the 80s and then Freeze did it in 2011? 30 years later, or whatever
that
it was.
That was Joe Buck that relived the
in
line
his father,
of one of his father's famous lines.
Mhm.
So Kirby Puckett.
Apparently Titus said that was
the
his
late Kirby Puckett too.
favorite.
He was I don't know, diminutive would be the word, but he was a short, stocky guy, probably 5'7", 5'8", could fly in center field.
Robert Yount from Drew in Texarkana.
Is he a Brewer?
See, they're going baseball. I was hoping for some football and basketball once, but our audience is going back to baseball. I do know Shannon Sharp, obviously with his television career, former Denver Bronco, amongst other things. But yes, Piggy Smalls, I am aware of Shannon Sharp.
Kevin Hickey. You aware of him?
Yes.
Brad
yeah.
Hull? How about
yes.
Kevin Hickey and Brad Hull?
Brad's
Does that ring a bell?
Brad's a decent basketball player.
All right.
Kevin's a decent cook.
Yep, well, he's better than decent. But the Hickey and Hull All Partners, they can cook you up something good. They've got 4 locations around our state: Mena, Little Rock. They're also in Fort Smith and Northwest Arkansas, and they will be there to become part of any issue you've got going on right now. They've been part of these communities, and now they're there to represent you and your family and your situation, whether it's a divorce or a custody issue, criminal or civil matter. You can trust Kevin and Brad to guide you through the process. Their staff and attorneys at the Hickey and Hull Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience, and they'll aggressively represent you from your corner. 479-434-2414 is their number. That's 434-2414, or schedule an appointment online at any of their 4 locations at kevinhickeylaw.com.
All right, let's go to the eastern part of our state where Jeff and Wynn is called in. Jeff, what's going on, man? You're on the morning rush.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, Wayne, the guy's name is Wayne Crubett, not Sherbet.
Crubett.
Not sherbet.
Wayne Crubett.
It's not something you have to cleanse the palate, you know.
No, he was a little wide receiver for the Jets. I remember him well. Yep.
All right.
Appreciate you guys. It's first time caller, and I like y'all being on at 9 because I get to listen to you now on X.
Are you listening? You listening on the app, or how you listening?
I'm listening on Twitter.
On Twitter, okay.
Yeah. Sure am.
When he said X, I was lost.
You're thrown off.
I was lost. When you said Twitter, I knew exactly what you meant. X threw me for a loop.
Well, yeah, Elon renamed it, so I figure if he wants to call it X, I'll call it X.
Yeah,
he spent a bunch of money.
He'll slide $1 billion over this way. We'll call it whatever he wants to. So until then, it's still Twitter with me.
To your point, Jeff, I still call Simmons Bank Arena Alltel Arena. That's just it.
When he said X, I did not even register. I was like, are we
You
on
look-
I'm like, are we on a radio station? I'm not aware of name the X
It's
or
like the
something.
Redskins,
So-
Commanders.
All right, that brings up. I've been itching to tell this. We're 18 minutes in here on a Too Stupid Thursday. So, obviously, screening calls for Chuck and Bo's show, and I get this call. I'm not going to name the caller because I don't want to put him on blast. I found it funny. Now, years ago, I would have not found this caller entertaining. But Clay Henry gave me a great piece of advice 4 or 5 years ago. Don't take yourself too seriously. This guy, starts going in saying, love the Chuck and Bo show, great parent, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, Tommy, you would have died laughing. I started to laugh, but I keep together. He's like, I hate that Ty Richardson guy. He's terrible. And I kind of let him go for a little bit because it was entertaining. And I wish I would have had it on recording. And he mentioned a few things or whatever. And I said, you know who you're talking to, right? And he goes, who? It's like, hey, man, it's me, Ty. And it was just like an audible silence. Like it just stopped. And I was like, it's okay.
What did he say? And why did he not like that Ty?
He's not a big fan of Ty's
I heard some
verbal inefficiencies. He's not a big fan of. That was the main thing.
Didn't he ask you if you do it on purpose?
Yeah, that may have come up, and there is an occasional one in there that I throw in that is on purpose. Some are just, what's the word? Mental deficiencies. Is that a good way to say it with the English language? So
also known as ignorance.
That's another word to put it. But he goes on for a full minute. I just kind of, I didn't even have to spin the top. I would have let it go. But the only qualm, actually use that in the right way. The only qualm I had was that you were not in there listening to it on speaker. I was crying, laughing. So I don't know if this caller is necessary. That Jeff and Wynn. And the Easter side's happy because I don't know if this one's necessarily listening to us from 9 to 11.
This morning, Dylan has to be at football practice at we leave the house at 5:30. So there's not a lot of everywhere I go, hey, how are you enjoying sleeping in? So today, one of the things as a parent on the team, they ask you if you could provide some snacks and stuff for the kids after practice before they go to class. All right, so we're carrying these in this morning. It was kind of our turn to do that. Going to the coach's office, hey, coach, we got these snacks for the team. Man, that's great. Appreciate it. One of them says, well, how you enjoying sleeping in? I'm like, it's 5:30 right now. So that extra 30 minutes isn't working out real well.
Yeah. If anyone knows.
He goes, well, guess. I said, well, glad y'all have practice at 5:30. But
hey, if anyone knows more contractors and engineers to help out so I can sleep in, and then anyone that wants to take Dylan to practice, please call us at 877-377-6963.
All right, more to come here on the big morning rush from 9 to 11 now. We're brought to you by the Rebel Crick Hopper. You can walk it, twitch it, pop it, swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure made by Pradco that's perfect for catching bass and bluegill in a pond. You can find it at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores everywhere. It's the Rebel Crick Hopper by Pradco.
So Sam Pittman, like I said on Sam Pittman Live last night, had a few other things to say. We'll get into that, plus some Hog Update. And big news, the Oklahoma Sooner softball program are coming to Bogle Park. Cannot wait for that matchup. Going to be, I haven't been to a softball game yet under Coach Courtney Deifel. I'm going to be there that weekend. Stay with us. Hog Update coming up next here on the Morning Rush.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from tuning.
This is Serious Writing. You listen to the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hawk fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page brands.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nuys work to give all of their patients a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5501 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farm. Now offering same-day crowns. 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One has a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey. Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
So Sam Pittman, guess making it a customary thing, he's going to announce the captains on Wednesday night on Sam Pittman Live. Here are your 4 captains for the Fayetteville opener this weekend.
It's really fun to see the kids' faces. Today was T.J. Metcalf, who playing really good at safety. Jaheim Singletary, who's our starting corner, doing a really good job there. Isaac Tesla was the third one. And then to see the smile and those old give 'em hell, Devin Bell, our punter. So he'll be the 4th captain, Devin Bell.
Quick word on each of those guys. So Singletary last year got picked on, ended up, I think, losing his starting job. Had a pick in that game. I think that's big for his confidence. This was a former 5-star kid, Georgia transfer. That was big. Tesla made a 3rd down catch or 2 in that game. It's not going to be a starter, I don't think, on this year's team, but hopefully he can be relied there. Metcalf, I think, was 2nd in tackles last season. Hudson Clark got hurt in the game, and he was all over. That was the guy they talked about the most this offseason. If you had to, put down tallies of any player they talked about the most outside of Taylor Green, which is obvious because he's the quarterback, it was TJ Metcalf. And Tommy, as bad as special teams was, Bell put 2 inside the 10. He put 1 at the 1, and he kicked, with the exception of the 1 out of bounds, he kicked all the kickoffs through the back of the end zone. That's just kind of overshadowed by the 2 missed field goals and Zatania's muff.
Who can say the word defer? That's the most important thing. Win the toss, defer to the second half. That's what you want to do.
And that's help me on this.
That's very important that they know the word defer.
Well, what's the thing where they say they screw it up and they pass the selection to the other team? Because I know there's been an issue before where a player said the wrong word.
Well, it's when it's 2 things that can go wrong. You win the coin toss, you say you want to kick. Don't ever say the word kick should never come out of your mouth.
Okay.
So
because
you
then
win the toss, you
kick
either
it the
defer
too, right?
Or you take the ball. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right.
I know that's happened in a game before, and the ref had to clarify it, and the player just kept on saying it. It's like,
No.
all right, you want to kick it twice? That's
Unless the wind is blowing, 50
Defer-
miles an hour.
defer to the
Then-
second-
And then it's actually defend.
I don't think
defer.
me and
we
you-
want to defer our option.
me and you have not been on the other side, the player side, walking up to the officials very often, giving our judgment on what we should say. I know you're a big stats guy. So did you know that Taylor Green, obscure stats, was the highest graded passer in the country on 3rd and 4th down through the first 2 weeks? I know you love those stats,
Through the
especially
first 2 weeks.
through
yeah.
the first 2 weeks.
How'd that work out on last week? Just last week alone.
Well, resulted not. I don't want to put that on him, but they lost. Well, I just know you love obscure stats. I mentioned this before the break.
Stat I know is 1-1.
Yes, that's the
And
biggest
It should
stat.
be 2-0.
OU softball, 4 straight national championships coming into Bogle Park, March 14th through the 16th. That's going to be an insane weekend, I would think. Now,
The start of spring break too, I believe.
Now, the question I have, Tommy, and I don't know this off the top of my head. I should
Maybe
look
it's the
this
week
up.
before that.
The SEC tournament, I think, is going to be either that or it's going to be the first round of the March Madness. So you might have a little less because of the basketball where you expect it to be, but still, it's the best softball program in the country. And they are
it'll be full
coming in. Volleyball is in action. Top 25. They've got Tulsa tonight and Stephen F. Austin as they are on the road right now. That is your Hog Update this morning. It's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, your favorite callers called in, Big C. Brian's in Ozark. What's up, Brian?
Hey, not much. What's going on?
Oh, another day, another dollar.
Well, I want to explain something to you. You know, everybody likes to think that I get upset because Arkansas beat Texas 2 years ago.
7-7
what?
since '85, I think is the record, Brian. Last 40 years
What?
or so. 7-7 since '85. I think it's the last 40 years or so.
Okay. But, you know, it's funny. Do you ever, I mean, I'm sure y'all listen to the other callers on the other radio, on the other stations, right?
Not really, but
Like,
make your point.
no. I mean, when you get a guy that calls
Usually
in,
you call in and I turn it off, you know.
you know, when you get a caller that calls in and he sounds like he needs to be on suicide watch because Arkansas lost to Oklahoma State, you know.
Now, that's going to be
Yeah,
you
you
come
know.
November 16th.
That's me every Monday,
No,
Brian.
I'm not, dude. But check it out. That's, I mean, when Arkansas gets their butts kicked, are we going to still listen to, oh, well, you know, 3 years ago, Arkansas beat Texas 40-21?
Well, I seem to remember you saying last week that Arkansas was going to get their ass waxed by Oklahoma State, and that was a double overtime game. You kind of recanted that at the end of the week, but it didn't happen. Listen, I don't know what's going to happen on November the 16th. I hope Arkansas competes. I hope Arkansas wins that football game. It's a talent deficit. You got the best quarterback in the country. I've said that all summer. Quinn Ewers is the best quarterback in college football. But in those games, you describe yourself as a Texas fan. You realize in those games, like, you throw all that crap out the window. Most of the time, it's a really good football game one way or another. And Arkansas is always at a talent deficit, yet it doesn't matter. Kind of like the LSU game. Because it's in Fayetteville. It's a big, hopefully it'll be a big monumental game. And even if Arkansas is not where they need to be at that point, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I'm not going to definitively say they're going to win, but that's Texas and Arkansas in a nutshell, Tommy. That's how it's been for way before my lifetime.
You'll rise to the moment because of the emotion of the moment. Hopefully, Arkansas has something to play for when they get to that moment. Hey, if you need a place to stay in Northwest Arkansas, choose the Inn at the Mill. We always do. Centrally located in the heart of Northwest Arkansas at the Johnson exit off I-49. Unique choice of hotels with a unique property, big oversized rooms, big oversized suites. So whether you're in town for the game, a concert at the Amp, you're there on business travel, or just a weekend away, we always love the Inn at the Mill. 479-443-1800, 443-1800, or online at theinnatthemill.com.
All right, we got our Morning Rush Daily Question next.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
This is former Razorback kicker Zach Hawker. You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Just watching her blonde hair, sunburn, stare at them white cats rolling over.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
It's summer clearance sale time at Jelco Outdoors. Save 25% off summer casual and fishing clothing by Ariat, Rig, Hook, Wrangler, and Under Armour. Old Town kayaks and canoes, marked to cost. Save hundreds of dollars on the Old Town while they last. Archers, get ready for early bow season. Don't miss the summer clearance sale at Jelco Outdoors. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of, well, everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salasol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salasol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salasol.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Is someone special to you missing out on life because of foot pain? Let's face it, if your feet hurt, you don't want to go anywhere. Give the gift of freedom. Check out our store for all kinds of options to benefit your special someone. We have perfect gifts for those suffering from a variety of foot issues, such as plantar fasciitis, bunions, tendonitis, diabetes care, neuropathy, or just tired and achy feet. Visit us today at True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted Best Garage Door Company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Did your 6 weeks with your kids this summer fly by? Is your ex on another tropical vacation while you're working 2 jobs to pay your child support? I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. Arkansas law on custody and child support has changed, and those changes could benefit you. So stop scrolling through her vacation pictures and protect your rights today. Call me at 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
Your Honor, my son deserves this kid.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Every morning in hardworking America, Hardee's biscuit makers rise to bake you Hardee's original made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuits. Famous since 1977 and still baked fresh every 15 minutes. It's not the easy way, but it's the only way to make Hardee's breakfast so good. Like our mix-and-match handcrafted breakfast biscuits. Select items now 2 for $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at CartPathSocial.com. CartPath Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
All right, Morning Rush Daily Question brought to you by CartPath Social. What's the crowd going to be like on Saturday? First game in Fayetteville. I found ticket request and demand to be fairly brisk this week in my circles. 315, I think, lends itself to a pretty good-sized crowd. What's the crowd like, guys, on Saturday?
We got 2 of 3 in here that are going. Big C and myself. I know you're going to stay back at the back porch and watch. I think that
somebody's got to hold down the fort.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a good barometer of what it's going to be. 2 out of 3 people that would usually go on Saturday. So they'll probably.
Well, let's put a number on it. I mean, stadium holds 75,000. I'm not expecting it to be cram full in the upper deck corners. But
if I say 60, is that too low? And I know that's not the exact 66 percentage, but if I say 60 something, is that too low? A little over 60?
I think it'll be better than that.
Okay.
What do you think, Big
There's
C?
still hope in the air.
Are we talking about announced tickets, or are we talking
when
about
there's still
I'm talking
hope?
about when you just use your eyeballs and you see it, and you know they'll announce sold tickets, I'm sure.
As long as there's something to cling to, there will be fans there, and I think there's enough optimism right now, despite the loss, that this could be a pretty good season. So I think 65, 70 in between.
I like that number. I like that number right there. I was at the Fort Smith Razorback Club meeting yesterday.
Hold on.
Chuck Barrett, Matt Jones were there.
Led The Fort Smith.
Okay.
Let me throw that in there.
I wasn't here to toot my own horn, but thank you on National Encouragement Day. As I moderated the discussion with Matt Jones, the legend who's going into the Hall of Honor, and the legendary Chuck Barrett. And I would say the room, which had 75 to 100, paid attendees there in the room, was fairly optimistic.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say every person, but I'd say 80% of the fans I visited with in that room were still optimistic about the season.
Who'd you introduce first?
Oh, the legend, Matt Jones.
Okay. You said legend. I didn't
They're
know.
both legends, but Matt's the legend. Chuck would tell
I was
you.
kind of curious that. Maybe you get me up, Big C. You're talking about that. Here's what I had to do the math real quick. You got 21 days between home games till October the 5th. So and that's why I think you'll see more at this game than maybe I initially thought. From September the 14th to October the 5th, that's a lifetime of college football weeks.
So let me put it in betting terms. I'm going to put the over-under at 65,000 for this game.
And it goes up to, 78 standing room? Or 80 standing room?
75 is officially a full house.
I'm going to go over.
It's not going to be that.
I'd say over. I'd say slightly over. Seth and Roger says he's going to say it's about 68,000 till halftime.
Yeah, I think it's Parents' Weekend.
That's a good point.
A lot of
hot moms in town. Go ahead.
Yes, there'll be some scenery, and weather's going to be very nice. And it's the first time they played in Fayetteville, obviously. And as you just pointed out, not going to be back.
Still sundress season for a couple weeks.
So I think you're going to have closer to 70,000 people at this game, and I think it'll be a good crowd. If Arkansas's, up handily at halftime, I think it will diminish in the third quarter. But yeah, I think we're going to see a mostly full house on Saturday. You'll have the upper deck corners that are not filled.
Yeah.
I don't, I'm so out of touch with what students will or won't do, but I don't know if the students will fill up, the upper south end zone. This doesn't seem like a game that's going to demand overflow capacity for students. But for many, it will be their first game as a student.
That's a good point. Let's do the Tommy Craft method. So I'm going to go to my weather app, see what's, that's next Saturday. All right, this Saturday, we got a high of 86. At 3:15 at kickoff, it is going to be 85 degrees.
Perfect.
That's not bad. By 6 o'clock, it's about low 82 or whatever. So 83.
Perfect day. And I think the fact that you don't have to necessarily, you can come from Hot Springs or Mena. Or
3:15 is a great
Little
time.
Rock.
Mm-hmm. You can get home,
drive
and go.
up, watch the game, and still get back in time to be in the rack before Sunday school the next morning.
Yep, and I know this weekend a lot of people that you don't see for 9 months of the year, you get to see them this weekend. So this
football
is
family.
Yeah, your football family. That is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. If you can't make it to the game this weekend and you want a great place to watch it, hit some golf balls and have some fun, Cart Pass Social is the place to be. Located in Lowell. Nate Garahan, Christian Olsen done a phenomenal job. Two buddies I went to school with at the University of Arkansas, two Rogers boys, giving back to the community with the best golf facility in all of Arkansas. Check them out, cartpasssocial.com. The getting out of the sun, making golfing fun. Now, we've got some different reactions here from our callers this week. Of course, Brian in Ozark always sparks a reaction. Brian in Prairie Grove says, we may not win another game, but we are going to beat the FCC restricted word out of Texas. He feels that way. Some more text. Eddie and Amity said it's Texas.
You're hoping to beat Texas badly.
Yes.
We don't know anything in September about what will happen in November.
You laughed at this text earlier. Rooster in the 479 says, how in the world has someone in Ozark not thumped Brian's butt? Mm-hmm. I'm sure he didn't squawk that loud.
They don't
about
mind
Texas.
thumping your head in Ozark.
The hillbillies.
Yeah, they'll put a knot on your head.
And another point. Trey messaged in one of our advertisers at Swart Liquor. He says that it seems like all the callers on both shows, not just this morning, but the last couple of days, have been hostile. Hogs need to win big. Some folks will step away from the ledge. We have a good team. Go Hogs.
I think people calm down as the week moves on. I think we've reached that point.
That's all you can do.
Well, Oklahoma State, whether you believe it or not, they were 16th going into the game. Will they come up to 13th in the poll? You know, you can put what validity you want on that. Those are a combined set of opinions. But, I mean, you went to double overtime, and you should have won the game against the top 15 team.
So here's my thing.
That ought to give you some hope that, hey, not all is lost this year.
there's been some calls and some texts that have been logical, that have been thoughtful. Others that have just been thrown against the wall. Our own Big C put some of those together this week.
650 yards of offense and lose the game. His Badger game sucked. You know, there's been plenty of Razorback seasons where we've won on the road or lost a game we probably shouldn't have and still had a good season.
It's hard to see Arkansas killing it that first half and then typical fashion squander it in the second half.
I'm wondering what dirt does Scott Fountain have on the university at this point? Like, what in the world?
We will see a big improvement this week, and then next week we'll see an even bigger improvement.
Our special teams continues to be just poor as it gets.
I think Sam Pittman is a heck of a coach, done a great job, especially in the first head coaching stretch, but it's just little pieces, and I feel like that's what's driving us crazy.
So, Tommy, Big C, what is the smartest thing you've heard this week from a fan? From one of your friends, one of our listeners at 877-377-6963. And since it is a Too Stupid Thursday, what is the stupidest thing you heard this week? I'll start with the stupidest thing I've heard this week.
Okay.
I heard a listener say, he said this out loud and he texted in the program. We would have won that game if KJ Jefferson was our starting quarterback. That's not a shot at That's not a shot at KJ. KJ gave me one of the best moments of my life when they beat Texas A&M back in 2021. I know some have taken pot shots at KJ. I'm staying away from that. But I don't think, like, Talon lost you the game. That's why that to me was the stupidest text, the stupidest words that I had heard out of an Arkansas fan's mouth this week, that KJ Jefferson would have won them that game, and it was Talon Green's fault.
That's Brian and Ozark Dome there.
That's the cream of the crop right there. I don't know if I've heard anything stupider when it comes to Arkansas football.
I don't know if this is necessarily a narrative about last week, but I'm growing old of the conversation with some circles that truly believe Bobby Petrino is going to be the next head coach. That at some point, Sam's going to be ousted during the year, and they're just going, this is going to be rebuilding Camelot. I just don't see a scenario where that's going to occur, where he's going to be your next. I mean, to me, that does not seem like a logical conversation. I mean, with Bobby Petrino, but I don't think he wants to be the head coach.
Here's my, and I got asked this by a national SEC reporter.
It's one of the dumbest conversations I think we continue to have.
Yeah, I think, I can't remember if it's this week or last week. What I said is, let's say doomsday happens, and they're in a situation where they have to let Sam go. If you make Bobby Petrino the interim coach, you have to hire him. Like, you can't put you have chained yourself as Hunter Yurachek and the foundation to hiring him as your next football coach. If you make Travis Williams the interim head coach, then you have options. I don't think you have an option.
No. First of all, let's not get that cart from the horse. But I the question was, what's some of the dumbest conversations you're having?
That's one.
And I am. And it seems like not everywhere I go, but a lot of places that comes up.
Okay.
And I just don't know where the foundation of that really is, because to me, I don't find the logic in it.
All right, Big C, what about you?
Yeah, I have to go with the coach because, I mean, you're basically, when you say let's fire Pittman and hire Petrino, you're giving up on the season already. It's like you only get, 12, 13 games a year. Mm-hmm. Why would you put a can on it this early and just throw the season away? I mean, you might as well get through it with Pittman and see how it plays out.
Yeah.
All right, flip side. Give the listeners some credit. Maybe the smartest thing you heard this week. This is a simple statement, but I might agree with it. Now, again, you always caution me, 2K. It was just a text that, hey, the defense might be better. So the offense we know is better. The special teams is not better. But if the defense and offense are both better, you're going to make a bowl game. If the defense is better than they were last season, which they were easily the best position group outside of one guy in Cam Little on that football team, you're going to make a bowl game.
I agree.
And it's the simplest statement in the world, but I just kind of thought about that. I was like, because I didn't think the defense was going to be as good as they were last year. I was open about that all offseason. But if that ends up coming to fruition, then you're going to make a bowl game. You're going to beat Mississippi State. You're going to win your two other non-conference games, and you're probably going to beat LSU or another team that you're not expected to win.
The run defense has been way better than last year, and the only thing I'll say is you got to get better in the pass interference category. I mean, you can't keep giving 15-yard penalties and stuff. That helped Oklahoma State quite a bit.
I don't know if it's you'd label this as the smartest, but the thing I've enjoyed hearing the most, even though it's a comment about a deficiency, has been the players stepping up and taking responsibility. We heard that with the players speaking, and listen, we lost that game. We shot ourselves in the foot. I like the personal responsibility some of the players have taken this week in their comments after practice. That tells me the locker room's in the right place, that the leadership is in the right place. And you can't lay it all at the coach's feet when things go wrong.
I heard
the coach didn't fumble the ball. The coach didn't make some of the mistakes that we saw unfold throughout the game. The coach didn't miss the field goals.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like the fact that this team is stepping up and on their own taking responsibility for the level of play they were at last week.
And not just once, but several times.
Yes.
They kept Andrew Armstrong, Jaquinta Jackson. If you listen,
I didn't want to just list off, but the ones we've heard from post practice this week, I think that tells me the locker room's in the right place.
Yeah, that was good stuff, and I would say that's another top of the list, top of the mind thing that you hear from a player, or just any response to what happened last week at Stillwater.
All right, check out the Bet Saracen app, all the odds, lines. We'll be doing our Fitzman Friday picks tomorrow. We'll have the lines and the over-unders, all that from the Bet Saracen app. If you haven't downloaded that, be sure and do that before game day. Joe's Grill and Cantina, South 74th Street across from Harps in Fort Smith. They will have the game on this Saturday on all their TVs throughout the restaurant. In-game specials, plus they do the build-your-own nachos. This year they've got tableside guacamole where you can essentially build your own guacamole. Specials on buckets of margaritas, or pitchers of margaritas, pitchers of beer and buckets of beer as well, and other in-game specials. It's all at Joe's Grill and Cantina. They are on South 74th Street, across from Harps in Fort Smith.
We'll catch up with Tom Murphy as we start hour 2.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page brand
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with the exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Stop by the Golf Nut today and check out the full line of lab putters featuring Lie-Angle balanced technology. Lab putters were used by 14% of professionals in the 2024 Masters Tournament. All models of the new Scotty Cameron Phantom putters are in stock, including the longer 38-inch model. Come discover the biggest selection of name brand clubs, apparel, and accessories in the region. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, your number one golf shop for over 30 years.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or a do-it-yourselfer and need a bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
Have you been to the River Valley's only multi-sport facility? Then let's hang out. The Hangout in Fort Smith is the only sports facility that offers indoor tennis and pickleball, indoor and outdoor basketball, and has now added multiple soccer fields. Soccer leagues are forming soon. Did you know the Hangout also has an 8,000 square foot fitness center with bar, yoga, HIIT, and Pilates classes? The Hangout, 5400 Gary Street, or thehangoutfs.com. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Hey, Hawk fans, it's Ty with the Morning Rush. Join me this Saturday, September the 14th, from 10 a.m. till noon at the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville for Arkansas Game Day. Robert, Elizabeth, and Matt at the Stadium Shop will have a buy one regular price clothing item, get one equal or lesser value, half off. The Stadium Shop on Razorback has the largest selection of Razorback merchandise south of the North Pole. It does not get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. Arkansas Game Day live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback this Saturday from 10 a.m. till noon.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, the remnants from Francine moving our way, so we will see an increasing chance of rainfall, the heaviest off to the south, but everything moves north as we head through the afternoon. A high today in the middle to upper 70s. A chance of rain again tonight. Overnight low will drop down into the low 60s, and then a chance of mainly morning rain on Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
With the fans coming in here and filling up the stadium, and our kids are really looking forward to it. I showed on video running through the A and a hog walk today and just trying to explain to the newcomers exactly what a privilege and honor it is to play for the Arkansas Razorbacks in front of our wonderful fans.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson
I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
and Tommy Kraft.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about this, cowboy?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those.
All right, we got to chat with our friend Tom Murphy coming up in just one bit. Text in from Mike, who's listening this morning, say, why does no one give Coach Pittman any credit for hiring Bobby Petrino? It's been a good hire, and he feels like they're going to be on a good run together. We also talked about maybe some players from the past, as Nico Davier, TJ Metcalf don't know who Trent Dilfer is outside of the UAB head coach. Sonny Jurgensen is the text that Mike sent in about that. Who is that, Tommy?
Sonny Jurgensen?
Sonny Jurgensen. Who is that?
One of the most famous Packers of all time. You don't know that? You're a big Packer fan. Is that not ring a bell?
Not a good look. Not a good look for
Bart Starr. Yeah, you ever heard of Bart Starr?
I know Bart Starr. Got a text about Sterling Sharp earlier. I know that.
Hey,
Is he really a Packer?
Coming up and look it up. Coming up in
Is he actually a Packer? Or are you just busting me up?
Look it up.
All right.
Coming up in an hour, halftime's going to be live from Allen's Grocery. If you're anywhere in Marion County, Summit, Arkansas, the place to be today, 11 to 2. I wish we were there right now with them as they're celebrating the 70th anniversary at Allen's Grocery from 11 to 2 today with the boys on halftime. Hey, Uncork's going to be the place to be this weekend. They got live music coming up. They got a lot of things happening today and tomorrow. Live music tomorrow night from 7 to 10 with some guy named Rob. That's actually
That's the band?
Some guy named Rob. 7 to 10 tomorrow. And then they got the Festive Ale. Beer, wine, and food. They got a tasting event benefiting Girls Inc. coming up there as well. You can find out all the details on that. That's tonight at 5:30. So should be a great time the next couple of days. Plus, they'll have the Hog game on Saturday. So great place to stop in and have all the fun at Uncork. Great menu. Love the double bone pork chop that they have there. They got prime fillets and prime ribeyes. And I'm going to tell you, the appetizer and small plate menu is second to none. If you haven't tried the fried deviled eggs, you're really missing out. The spicy meatballs. And one of my favorite other entrees they've had on the menu there, and God, is the shrimp and grits. So it's all at Uncorked. One of my favorite places to have a brown water in the afternoon, one of your favorite glasses of wine, or just a great beer. They've got plenty on tap and plenty of selection is Uncorked. Go to uncorkthefort.com. Make your reservations. It's Uncorked, Phoenix Avenue, next to Sody's in Fort Smith.
This hour of the Morning Rush is presented by Mach 1 Financial. Mach 1 Financial Group, LLC is a registered investment advisor located in Rogers, Arkansas. For full disclosures, visit mach-1financial.com/disclosures.
All right, so we bring in our friend Tom Murphy. Tom, do you know who Sonny Jurgensen is? Is he a Redskins quarterback?
He was not. Yeah, he was not.
Okay, that's what I thought. After
I just want to see how far we go with you on that.
Okay, all right, Tom.
Hey guys,
good to have you, buddy. Good to have you.
Yeah. So Sonny Jurgensen. This is when y'all mentioned that, the first things that come to my mind: Ginger, played for the Redskins. I think he wore number 9. And when I started watching football, he was a very immobile quarterback, total pocket guy. So he might have been more nimble as a younger guy, but those are my recollections of Sonny Jurgensen. And his teams didn't get as much hype and publicity as like Roger Staubach in that group from that day, and I don't know, George Bland and some others, because I don't think they were winning very much.
Yeah, played 18 seasons, Eagles and Redskins. Still with us at the age of 90.
I'm just flabbergasted that you would try and lie and fib to me about something like that. Something like that. Tom,
I figured you would come. Oh yeah, I remember watching highlights of him from the 80s. I was just seeing
are you
how
trying
far
to bait
we
me?
would go.
That's like that one time that
I was trying to bait you like the former president the other night. I was just to see if I can bait you into saying something.
You said, what did you say one time? That, hey, Ty, are you going to weld wood?
Yeah.
And I was like, can you weld? I don't think you could weld
You asked
wood.
the question. Can you do that?
I don't think you. Well, as in, I don't think you could do that, but I'm not in welding either way. Tom, let's come back to Arkansas football before we go off the rails. Injuries seem to be an issue right now in the secondary. Marquise Robinson sounds like he's back. He got a stinger right before the game. Hudson Clark, iffy on this game. Jalen Braxton sounds like he's going to be back. And then Patrick Kudus not going to play. How big of a concern is this for Sam Pittman? Not necessarily this week against UAB, but in future weeks to come in the SEC.
Right. Well, they felt like they'd built up some cornerback depth, and now you got Jalen Braxton with the tendonitis/bone bruise. So don't know about him. Then Hudson Clark, it doesn't look like he's going to play, and we haven't heard a lot from what the MRI and CT scan revealed on what's going on with his, head/neck area. So he had just made a great diving pass breakup, and then he had come off his man. So he was guarding Brennan Presley early in the game. He and Danico Slaughter, and doing a good job of it. And then Presley got free a little later, maybe when Danico got a little tired because he wasn't getting some relief from Hudson Clark. So that was a big deal, losing him in that game. And then who else are we talking about? Anton Junkaj at defensive end. on the illegal chop block. I mean, the way his knee buckled, I thought he was done.
Yeah.
And he came back in that game, and so for him to even be okay enough to be considered possible for this game is a pretty big deal.
Well, I thought I'm going to be honest, Tom. I don't want to get too grave. I thought he tore his ACL because a lot of times that's why they're trying to get that out of the game, these like chop blocks at the side, because that's how, again, cataclysmic knee injuries happen. Presley, by the way, was a teammate of Luke Has at Bixby High School. That kid's a stud, and it was an issue of Arkansas throughout. Tom, you've been on y'all's message boards at Whole Hog Sports. You've listened to fans this week. What's the smartest thing you've heard following the loss, and maybe the dumbest thing you've heard from fans this past week?
Well, if I'm being totally honest, I haven't been on the message boards. I got too much work to do, and plus, you go down those rabbit holes and start. I don't know. It doesn't feed a good interior to my being when I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. I'll say this. One of the things you read out before I came on was, why isn't Sam Pittman getting enough credit for hiring Trent? I think he is, and I think had they carried on what they were doing in the first half, they would be one of the talks of college football. A, if they'd upset Oklahoma State, and B, the offense is just killing it. I mean, and then you look back at some of the plays they just missed out on, and I think I referenced it on Tuesday, but the pass over in the flats to Rodney Hill in second overtime, that's a walk-in touchdown if he just gets it on target. So they had a huge offensive game, and if they just hold on to the ball, they win it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that, and then I don't know. I think Sam Pittman's job security deal is, and he said going into that game that he's not worried about that. I mean, he's just focused on trying to win. He thinks they have a good team. I will say this: I think that performance brings into a different light what we might think they could do on the road at Auburn, and in the neutral game against A&M, and then the home game against Tennessee. I mean, the schedule gets tough, but if they can play that way offensively and defensively, they'll have a chance to win all three of those games in a row after UAB.
Yeah. Tom, I think it's reasonable to question the passing accuracy of Taylon Green at this point. Do you think Bobby Petrino, with another week of film, a week of mechanical work, footwork, I mean, I'm not a mechanic of quarterback play, but do you think we'll see noticeable improvement to the untrained eye with the way he plays from the position this week?
Well, I just don't know if in 1 week you suddenly, like, a switch totally comes on. I think around 60% is just who he is, and I think they're going to get some longer pass plays than what they had last year. It was a different offense with KJ Jefferson and Felipe Franks when they were hitting. Each year, I want to say they were around 65, 66, 67%, to break Kevin Scanlon's record 3 years in a row for season completion percentage. I just think the nature of this offense and Taylon's skill set, I think they're going to be around 59, 60% on the season. But it doesn't mean they're a less productive offense. So
it maybe not so much focus on the percentage, but maybe the timeliness. And you mentioned that kind of the wheel route out to Hill. I mean, you complete that one pass. It doesn't matter what the percentage is the rest of the game. You win the football game on that one pass that was low near the shoe top. So, I mean, I just think about the timeliness and some of the bigger throws and the bigger moments were the ones that at least stand out to me that, you clean up those 2 or 3 plays, and I think you got a different winner.
You do, and yeah, there were some open plays, and I mean, if he can just get that pass out to Isaiah Satania on the crossing route, I mean, that's what a great pass rusher does. That's what Colin Oliver did. He hit Taylon Green at the moment of release, and it sent the play off. And Arkansas has got to get some of that because they were a good turnover forcing team last year. But that one play, it changed the entire momentum of the game. Arkansas was on the march. If they go down and score, it's 21-0. It didn't happen because Oklahoma State created that play. But I just think Razorback fans are going to have to live with there's going to be some great moments where he keeps on bootlegs, where he keeps on the RPO, where he hits guys. But there's going to be a few head scratchers where an open guy, he misses them by a couple of yards. I just think that's kind of built into, the Taylon Green that we know right now.
Tom Murphy with us here on the Morning Rush. Coach spoke earlier in the week about winning one-on-one battles with your defensive line and really getting to the quarterback. Said he spoke to Deke Adams about it. Do you think that's an area we'll say, hey, that was better and that was different this week?
Well, they certainly need that. Look, UAB's O-line has been underperforming so far. They do a quick pass game with Jacob Zeno, but you can still disrupt a quick pass game with lightning quick blitzes, just whipping a guy straight up. They need some of that. They need to bat a ball in the air at the line of scrimmage and pick it off, a diving pick. They need a nickel back to dive in front of a guy on a quick out and pick it off. Landon Jackson's being chipped and double teamed, so he hasn't really flashed yet. And Sam Pittman pointed this out Monday. Somebody on the other side, Nico, Anton Junkaj, Quincy Rhodes here or there have got to contribute and make other offensive lines honor them and honor potential blitzes to try to get Landon Jackson some one-on-one action.
Hopefully that happens. Yeah, they mentioned a need for not just the sacks, but forcing turnovers as well, Tom. We're talking about the secondary. Tom, I wonder your thoughts. Sorey had himself a great game at the linebacker corps outside of that one bonehead play. I was impressed with what Metcalf not just did in the first game, but how much they've talked about him. It sounds like that he's going to play a good chunk, especially with Clark being iffy, if not out for Saturday. What have you thought about his emergence being a bigger key for this Arkansas secondary?
Yeah, it's been a big deal. I mean, it led to the depth. I mean, he started over Hudson Clark, and then you saw Clark and Slaughter splitting time at nickel last week before he was hurt.
Yeah.
He's a physical guy. I think he's instinctive. He's the kind of guy who can come up and hit an Ollie Gordon in the hole for 2 yards. But I tell you, Story, you look at that game plan, so many times Gordon got the ball, and where he wanted to go was bottled up, and the hole that he found, Story was there to fill it. It happened time and again, and they really had a fantastic game plan, and that's why you kind of hurt that they lost the game, because they had it's like a blueprint type of game plan for other teams to follow.
All right, Tom, last one before we go. We're going to go to the home of the Little Johns in Danville. Single A had this question for you. Patrick Kutas, I mean, a couple weeks ago, it was, hey, maybe this Monday or next Monday. Now it just hasn't sounded good. We're going to see Patrick Kutas in a Razorback uniform this fall?
Well, I can't answer that question because I don't know the extent of what's happening with his back. I did see him the day he hurt it on the inside, and he was bent over and in pain. But I don't know, what the diagnosis is or the prognosis. Sam Pittman has certainly slow played that deal. They want depth on the line. So I think if he gets healthy, he's definitely going to be back in the mix. I just think that maybe a Joe Moore, maybe Tykees Crawford can be that guy that they can sub in, because they did not sub out on the O-line last week.
Tom, we'll leave it there, man. Appreciate the stuff. We'll recap this UAB game with you on Tuesday.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, I guess we should remind everyone Kutas is in his junior season, so doesn't list him as a redshirt junior. So he could use a redshirt year, come back, and still have 2 years to play if that injury just never gets to the point he can get on the field this year. So one thing to keep in mind.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
It just, this timeline keeps getting pushed back, which is always worrisome. And a back, I hate to say it, lingers. That's one of those things. Doesn't matter the severity. I mean, I think everyone you listening know when you have back issues, you got it for life.
Yeah, and it can be debilitating. That is for sure. Hey, we're brought to you by Mach 1 Financial. Eli, Matt, and John, they're feeling very optimistic this week, and they're talking about mortgage rates and possibly the decline of the interest rate right now, maybe as low as 5%. And it's looking like the bond market will finally make a comeback that we haven't seen in roughly 15 years. Plus, it looks like a small cap summer is turning into a small cap fall. All of these things could point towards a healthier market. You can check out the latest episode of The Market Moment by heading to market-moment.com. Tune in and get financial questions answered. Mach 1 Financial Group, LLC, is a registered investment advisor. They're located in Rogers, Arkansas. For full disclosures, go to mach-1financial.com/disclosures. disclosures.
We got an interesting story from a player from back in the day, Southwest Conference, but I do want to tie it in with conference stuff coming up. We got our SEC update as well. Stay with us. It's the Morning Rush.
Listen online at hitthatline.com.
Thanks, Ty. Tommy, enjoy your show.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Touchdown, Razorback!
The first thing people notice when they drive up to your home or walk in any room of your house is the
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot.
It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill.
So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas.
Swark Liquor. We promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games.
Football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
except we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Trusted pool experts and your source for backyard fun. Locations in Springdale, Fort Smith, and now in Greenland. Always online at burtonpools.com.
You remember Trans A&M, the Eric Dickerson story? He ends up
the 80s.
Yeah, he ends up in SMU. So this is Southwest Conference days, but it's currently an SEC institution in Texas A&M and now an ACC institution in SMU, which is weird to say for the Mustangs. But he was at the Little Rock Touchdown Club on Monday and kind of went back a little bit on the Trans A&M story.
I didn't want to go to A&M. First of all, when I went to a visit, and I'm like, okay, where the cheerleaders at? Well, we got Yale leaders. I'm like, Yale leaders? I'm like, what's a Yale leader? I say, boys? I'm like, oh, no, dog. I didn't tell them that my mom, I'm like, oh, I'm not going here. They have a bunch of boys here. Yeah, where the girls at? So then I saw them ugly ass uniforms. I'm like, man, I need some ugly ass uniforms. My man, ugly ass uniforms. And I just couldn't go. I just couldn't go.
That begs the question, how many recruits have Texas A&M lost out on because of one of two things? The maroon and the fact that they don't have female cheerleaders. Tommy, I'll let you.
They're just a cult down there.
Yeah.
They're a cult.
I never understood this. My mom's favorite color was maroon. This was like the most cheerful, bright woman on the planet Earth. And her favorite color. Like, if I remember right, my parents' sheets were maroon. I
don't think I've ever seen maroon sheets.
I've never heard that in my entire life, that anyone else's favorite color is maroon. Mine's blue because I have blue eyes and it goes well with blonde hair and everything else. But I remember as a kid just like questioning my own mom, being like, Mom, why do you like the color maroon? And she didn't like A&M. She didn't like Mississippi State, but she went to Arkansas. But I always thought that was weird. So,
well, I know some ladies who like maroon, but it's generally in a glass of house red wine. That's the maroon they're after.
They like that maroon. But
maybe Maroon 5. I don't know. They got some decent songs, but I don't know.
So
I'm with you on that.
That was I thought that was entertaining on why Eric Dickerson did not wind up in Texas A&M. I think it's always interesting to hear these stories all these years later, or just kids that you talk to nowadays. Hey, why didn't you go to this school? Why didn't you? And like, it's for reasons you don't necessarily expect. Some are kind of funny, like his. Like, there weren't girl cheerleaders, and I didn't like the color. Others are more serious, like the coach told me this, and he did this, or various. But I just find those stories fascinating when it comes to recruiting nowadays.
Yeah, well, now they're all legal. So that's the thing. All the things we joked about and we knew were happening, we just weren't doing it enough here to win. Were happening elsewhere. Now they're all legal.
Well, Dan in Mount Ida says that they have been maroon and white their entire lives. That is not a shot at Mount Ida. I love Mount Ida. Been going to Shangri-La my entire life. Love the Carr family, but that is I don't know many I don't know many high schools, Tommy, in the state that's their colors.
Carlson Eagles.
Laurelton's got some maroon in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Devil Dogs.
I grew up hating the color maroon because
they were
out there
more
because of Crossit.
Crossit Eagles, yep.
What is Mount? Help me on this. It's escaped me. Okay, it's the Mount Ida Lions, the Morrilton
One
Devil
of the
Dogs.
coldest nights I ever had refereeing was at Mount Ida.
Okay. Well, it's
right there on that. I don't know what creek. I think it's the Ouachita River maybe that comes through. I'm not sure. Right behind the stadium. Let me tell you, it can get cold down in that valley in Mount Ida.
What was Crossit's mascot, Big C?
They're the Eagles.
Okay, the Eagles. All right, well, that is your SEC update here, brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas.
Hey, summer's winding down, but the savings are still hot at Burton Pools and Spas, where owning a pool is more affordable than ever. For a limited time, save up to $14,000 on fiberglass pools. If you go by their locations, you'll notice they have some on display for you to see a variety of fiberglass pool models. And if you're one of the first 10 customers who purchase an Aqua Creek pool with premium vinyl finish, you'll receive a free hot tub, which will be perfect for these fall days and mornings and nights ahead. Don't miss the incredible deals now at Burton Pools and Spas. 3 locations, Fort Smith, Springdale, and in Greenland, and online at burtonpools.com.
All right, I've stepped in mud. Alpena, Lincoln, Huntsville, Kirby, South Fork, Lake Hamilton, Lincoln, Gentry, and Benton. All are the color removed from many of our Texas. That's just not a. In Morrilton, we played, I guess, in high school, but that's not a.
Like Hamilton's more maroon and gold.
Okay.
Not sure. Benton's just like maroon and black, maroon and white.
Braylon Russell.
Yep.
Notable Ben Tiger.
Not sure about Foreman.
Hold up? I
Lincoln,
said Ben,
I've been there before.
said Ben Tiger. Is it Tigers or where is it?
Panthers.
Panthers.
Benton Panthers.
Yeah, I knew it was some type of cat or something, but yeah, don't want to infringe on the maroon high schools in the state.
Ty said he hates maroon. That's all I heard.
And therefore
he hates your town.
He hates you.
Yeah.
I promise I don't hate you in any way, shape, or form. How about some good news, Tommy? Happy Gilmore.
As you retreat out of the mess you made.
Yeah. Happy Gilmore 2 coming back.
Nice drive, Gilmore. 25 years, huh? Let's see if it's a shooter's tour. Check it out. Oh, yeah. It's all about the short game.
So he's talked about this. Adam Sandler has talked about this. You heard Christopher McDonald, Shooter McGavin is most what you know by. Julie Bowen, who's going to play Virginia, is back. I think we were talking about this before the show.
Sequels never. I mean, they just rarely, if ever, are sequels any good.
Top Gun Maverick is one of the few that actually was like, this is actually good.
Yes.
But the majority of the others are.
I mean, I'll be surprised if this. I mean, I guess we just can't come up with any new original ideas anymore. We have to rehash all these old movies and all these old remakes because we just can't come up with new stuff anymore. What's happened to all the writing, all the creative writing? We legalized all these drugs. I thought we were going to come up with all these new ideas now. No?
Well, turns out when you're high, the idea sounds good at the time when you're high, but once it actually comes to pen to paper, it does not. Mike in Bentonville is on, I hesitate to say on my side, but he says the maroon and gold is putrid. Does Bentonville play Lake Hamilton? Is that a rival?
But
or who's
are
he
we talking about
A&M?
A&M didn't have gold.
I think he's talking about one of the high schools.
Oh, well,
that's
I don't know.
Josh brings up the Arizona Sun Devils. The Andy and Mountain Home also. I don't know if this is newsworthy to our audience, but it happened right before our show began. And when we were doing 6 to 9, nothing ever actually happened during our show. But Andy wanted us to bring up the Pac-12 is adding Boise State, San Diego State, Colorado State, and Fresno State to Oregon State and Washington State. So I thought it was going to dissolve.
I thought it was dead.
But I guess not.
So is that a conference? I mean, what are those schools doing? I guess I should know before I ask questions. I should look it up myself. But what is how are they functioning as a conference with 2 schools this year?
I don't know. It's a very quick scoreboard.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Conference scoreboard doesn't take long.
I think Colorado State plays Colorado this weekend. So you have a future Pac-12 school taking on arch rival Big 12.
I guess they all
Colorado.
haven't moved. Some have. I mean, it's just weird what's going on.
It's hard
right
to keep.
now.
It's hard to keep track of.
Yeah.
We do have track on where our buddies Phil Elson, Matt Jones are going to be coming up in about 30 minutes, and evidently they had a good time at Gaston's yesterday.
Yeah, I saw their pictures where they had a great dinner, great meal at Gaston's White River Resort, and hey, I hope you can schedule a good time. I saw them with some pictures with Philip, and do a great job up there at Gaston's. Matt texted me this morning and said, man, thanks for hooking us up. Great night, great meal at Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is the number. You can take your crew and head to Gaston's for a great weekend ahead. 870-431-5202, Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Streaming live from
HitThatLive.com.
I
love the show, guys. Listen to you every morning.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, this is Landon Jackson, and you're listening to ESPN Arkansas.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sacalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot.
It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill.
So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in DeQueen, Arkansas.
Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sacalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor.
ESPN 95.3.
I think I side with Ty as much as anybody. I've listened to this program for years. First time I've called in.
They're going to toss it left side to Jackson. He's got room. Inside the 40 to the 30. There he goes. Jackson to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Please rate and review the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Give us 5 stars to help us get our content out to the rest of the Razorback family. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
All right, for the first time in my illustrious radio career, I have made a mistake.
First time?
I was waiting on it.
First time.
It took you long enough.
Hang on, let me open the drawer over here. Somewhere in here, I've got a book.
I was waiting. You didn't snap too like I thought you would.
Well, I mean, it caught me off guard there because, I mean, that would be the first time in the last 10 minutes.
Not 5 minutes,
yeah.
not 3 minutes. Clay Henry is going to be there too. I said that, Clay, I know you're listening. I swear, I swear I said it earlier in the show. We talked about Gaston's there. You weren't at Gaston's. I promise I mentioned the best three.
I didn't want to create a traffic jam,
I said the best threesome out there. I said Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Fisherman Clay.
I bet Clay goes and fishes when he's done it.
He was with
Allen's. I mean, he'll be
Mr. Lewis Campbell yesterday.
He won't be far from Wildcat Shoals and some of his favorite spots on the White River. Won't be far at all.
So first ever mistake in 6+ years here at ESPN Arkansas. I voluntarily will take the Olympian at 10:36 here on the Morning Rush.
Hey, Tuesday night we're going to be at Pinnacle Country Club with John Calipari. Going to be a fun night benefiting Team Luke, hopeforminds.org. Coach Cal's going to speak. There are a handful, and I mean just a handful of people spots left for you to join us. I think there's a couple tables. There's still some sponsorship opportunities and some individual tickets. And if you'd like to be there, here, Coach Cal with a great meet and greet cocktail party, great night listening to Coach Cal speak. And I don't know what's going to be in the live and silent auction, but I can only imagine it's going to be a great list. And, hey, this is a great organization with Team Luke that supports and gets behind the families with children with brain injuries. And you can get your tickets, more information about Team Luke, and all of this for tables, tickets, and sponsorships at Team Luke, hopeforminds.org. It's Team Luke, hopeforminds.org, and we'll see you Tuesday night at Pinnacle Country Club.
Dave Neal is going to be on the television broadcast this Saturday for the SEC Network at 3:15. We're going to get a chance to catch up with Dave on Arkansas game day. I hope Clay joins us as well. One of the things that I'd forgotten about is that Neal was on broadcast when Arkansas last played the Blazers.
And they will snap it. Oh, my goodness. Is that Trottola going to throw it back? Are you kidding me? Touchdown, Arkansas. Luke Rossi comes up with the reception. That is unreal.
You heard Andre Ware laughing, the Heisman Trophy winner. For those that don't remember that specific play back in 2016, they did some weird audible formation. Snap went back to Trottola. He rolls out to his right, gets clobbered as he lets it go, and the ball floats in. But, Dave was on call then. He's on call now.
Well, mistake number 2 was 2014, not 2016.
Oh, it wasn't 2016?
And it was the only time that these two schools have played before.
I said the last time.
Well, the only time. Let's be more accurate.
That's not incorrect. The first thing is incorrect, but I thought it was 2016. Didn't look it up, but the second part was not. Either way.
Played in 2014. Arkansas
Second
won
mistake.
45-17 in that ballgame.
Yeah, that was what I took away from that game is like, why did we use that against UAB? That was my takeaway.
Because if you use that in a game of real consequence where where the game was on the line or as a conference and it went horribly wrong, that's how you begin the proceedings.
So that was 10 years ago. Coach Pittman, I don't remember if this is the teleconference or if this was last night, but he touched on that play a little bit. Kind of gave the backstory.
Coach Bielema drew it up on a napkin, and he came into our offensive staff, and he said, I think this will work, and of course, when he left, everybody's going, oh, hell no, that ain't going to work. We were as shocked as Trottola was that we called the fake, had the field goal team, and we missed a block on it. Trottola got crushed, made the throw, and then they did the video Trottola for Heisman, and that was really well done. But Sebastian's known for that, and along with, he won the Jacobs Award, so he's a pretty good offensive lineman too. But
God, would you have loved been a fly on the wall in that coach's meeting room when Bielema left? And I'm sure it was a bar napkin that the play was driven.
Theo's or Ben's apartment.
Who knows? But I can only imagine the eye rolls and the comments made if Coach Pitt was truthful.
Technically, or here's what I want to know, and I need some response here on National Encouragement Day. 877-377-6963. Could you draw up a touchdown play with Arkansas's offense in 2024? We've seen Petrino do it a bunch of times already. See it 10 times in game 1, a bunch of times in game 2. Could you, a simpleton, or maybe you have a football background, could you draw up an offensive play to get this team in the end zone?
Well, I mean, I think every play is designed to score, right? I mean, if it's a solid play, if it's executed, the key and the trick to football is can you get 11 guys all to do their job perfectly on one play?
Mm-hmm.
So if everyone blocks their assigned, their assignment, makes their, I think you could draw up one. It's not the design of the play that's the problem. It's the execution of said play.
Me and Big C have played enough NCAA football where we just pull something from there and get that sucker in the end zone. Right, Christian? It's that easy.
And I usually keep it simple, but there are some trick plays on that game.
Top the ball.
Tyler and El Dorado, we got our first text on this. If you could draw up a play like Brett Bielema apparently did, get the ball in the end zone, he says with 100% authenticity that he could do that.
How do you slur an arrow? I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure.
Yeah, what did that play look
like?
The
state of mind was
we still
when
have
Bert grew that play up.
I was going to say, do we still have that napkin? Is that in the football facility somewhere? Is it being housed? Can we see that? I would.
Can we send it for lab
testing? Are we going to pull it back
testing?
out this weekend? This weekend?
Can Ruskin do a? I know he can do other impressions. Does he have a Brett Bielema impression?
I don't know.
I've
not heard one.
I would like to hear that if that points. But if at some point, Arkansas right now is a 24.5-point favorite against UAB. You might see a trick play or two. But I said this a little bit following the Oklahoma State game. I still don't think we're done seeing them pull out all the stops with what Taylor Green has. He has not hit his ceiling
but
yet.
You don't want to waste him in a game like UAB.
Yeah,
if you've got wrinkles and you've got things you want to do, I mean, you might give other teams something to think about with a personnel group or a formation or an alignment. I don't think you sure don't want to be running your trick plays against UAB in a non-con game, which, by the way, you just do the simple math. You're going to have to win it. Winning the rest of your non-conference games, and then you're going to have to win at least 3 conference games to get bowl eligible. So, I mean, this isn't a game you can just take lightly.
Yeah.
And I don't think you've got to play your A-plus brand of ball to win, but, let's also make sure that you win the football game this weekend, because there is no path to a bowl game with a loss this weekend, I don't believe.
Got to win the hog walk. Got to win the walking through the egg. Got to win all the pregame festivities.
You know what you need to do, Ty? You need to embrace the hog. That's what you need to do. You just embrace the hog.
Is that what? No, I can't go.
Embrace the hog, Ty.
There are so many things you could use with that phrase that are outside of just football, but I'll leave that for.
Well, football season is here, and if you haven't downloaded the Oaklawn Sports app, the Apple App Store or Google Play Store, you can sign up today. And if you're a new customer, you can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. You don't have to sign up with a special box you got to check or enrolled in this program. You're automatically enrolled in the promotion when you sign up today. You'll receive a second chance on your first bet each of the first 10 days, up to $100 daily for a total of $1,000. Now's the time to get your football futures bets placed for championships, conference winners, team totals, season-long team and player props, all still available as well. And don't forget baseball, basketball, hockey, golf, UFC, tennis, darts, cricket, rugby. I mean, they've got it all with Arkansas's best sports betting app. They've got you covered. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with our friends at Oaklawn Sports.
Hog Wild and Van Buren. I draw up touchdowns all day on Madden 24. Andy Mountain on the goal line. I'd QB sneak it under center, not in the shotgun, and we would score.
Not a tight end sneak? I mean, we've had tight end sneaks before.
That was when Kendall Briles thought he was playing with Patrick Mahomes in the Chief offense. He had Dak Prescott and KJ Jefferson. I never understood. Like something, like for example, that A&M game where things were just rolling and going, and then you're like, hey, let's bring in guys, why am I Malik?
From the 3 too?
Why am I playing on Arkansas's backup quarterback at the time that played with the water series? Yeah, they brought in Malik Hornsby. That stalled the drive, and either they were put out of field goal range or they did that. That drove me insane. Briles did these things that would work, and then he was like, no, let's do something fancy schmancy, and then it would screw up. I was on the phone with my dad last night. They are going to Madison, Wisconsin this weekend to watch Alabama. And
why isn't that game day?
Because it's on Fox, and they don't want to. They don't want to promote Fox 2 weekends in a row. That's the only reason why. Yeah, game day.
That's a good road trip.
Yeah, it is. They're staying in Milwaukee. They're excited about that. Week 3 kind of stinks though for the most part. So you got that ranked matchup with Boston College and Missouri. Game day, like you alluded to, is in South Carolina. I think LSU is going to beat the brakes off of Shane Beamer's Gamecocks. But Texas A&M's at Florida. I mean, you got a couple conference games this weekend, Tommy, but honestly, compared to the first 2 weeks, it's not a great weekend of football.
Yeah, Oregon State. We don't know. That might be a close game.
What is that?
What do they call that? That's not the Civil War.
It's the Civil War.
I was going to say that. I think you're spot on that. So it's kind of a boring college football weekend.
You got Washington State.
Maybe it won't be.
Nobody cares about that.
What's happening? Well, I guess the Pac-12 is not out of contention at this point, but it sets you up again for more SEC games beginning next week. As you look at week 3, it's just kind of, I don't know. I hope they're not duds, but it looks like duds to me.
South Carolina LSU has game day this weekend. That's semi-interesting to me. A&M Florida. I mean, can A&M put another spear in the side of Billy Napier? I think there's some interesting stuff going on there. So, in Boston College, they've been mildly entertaining so far this year. They played Missouri this weekend. Could they continue their winning streak? So,
Florida
there's
State
a few things out there.
Will they go to 0-3 against former Mike Norvell's team?
Yeah. How about Jeff Traylor's bunch at UT San Antonio taking on
Go
the
Roadrunners?
Absolutely.
Go Roadrunners. Now,
Absolutely.
as you look at this weekend, obviously we got the first game in Fayetteville, Arkansas, which again, people have been begging, pleading, and yearning for, but that's how the schedule is set up. I want your favorite tradition for games at Fayetteville and then your favorite tradition for other games. But outside of Fayetteville, I love Howard's Rock. I think that thing with Clemson is so cool, the walk down and everything else. I know Nealon's got the going through the tee. Herbie was talking about that yesterday, but it's Howard's Rock for me. And I just like,
well, we don't have anything on that level. Now, if I'm going to a game, I don't care what else is happening. I'm going to be in the stadium. I'm going to be in my seat, or I'm going to be in the press box with a view when the Block A marches from south to north. I mean, there's something about that moment, the running through the A, but the way when they form that Block A and then they march with the fight song, that's just that's part of the game day experience I cannot miss.
I like when Arkansas is at a point where they can either win the game or they're up in the game, and it's like that either second to last or last hog call. And John George just gets everyone going. Like the first one's great and everyone's fired up and everything, but when you're in a game of magnitude at the tail end of that fourth quarter and something big just happened, an interception, a touchdown, whatever the case may be, and George,
third down.
Getting people excited like that to me,
but game day traditions need to be unique to your school. I mean, you mentioned Howard's Rock and touching that running down the hill, which I don't know how someone doesn't go like butt over tea kettle, and tear something up there. But, those are the things I think about that are, the slapping of the sign at Notre Dame as they come out of the locker room.
LSU's got that too,
things of that nature that are unique to your school. I mean, what would it be at Arkansas? Running through the A is unique here, but other schools run through a letter that correlates to their team.
Well, it's got to be calling the Hogs, right?
And I think it's having a live mascot, having Tusk. Not that others don't have it, but yours is unique. As we know, there's only one Razorback. So I think that's, there's several you could point to that are unique, but which one means the most to you? I don't know. But to me, first time this weekend, if I was going this weekend and not watching from home, being in there as the A formed and they got it ready to run through would be part of it.
You asked a good question earlier. How many fans are we going to see here in Razorback Stadium this weekend? Can we just call it? Can we call it ESPN Arkansas Stadium until the name? Is that legal for us to do, or are we going to get yelled at?
Probably not. No, probably not.
So
I don't want the bill from Hunter Yurachek for that. So let's
it's like, hey, you've been using this on the radio, so
you owe me $15 million.
Here's a month's worth, or here's the full the cost of that. And you had the over/under set at 65. I really think that's a good. I think that's a good number. I think it's going to be slightly over that.
Yeah, good weather, good game time. First game in Fayetteville. I know the opponent isn't as big as the 4 conference games, but I think it's parent. I don't think you can undervalue the parent weekend that's coming up. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people in town just for that.
Big Red suggesting that Sean, loyal fan of the show, is suggesting Big Red ride in on a motorcycle and start that new tradition.
There you go. Hey, finding the right financing to remodel your current home or build a new one is easier than ever when you stop by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. There's 25 locations. Let their experts guide you from start to finish. or you can log on at myaglender.com to see all the financing options they offer. Farm Credit of Western Arkansas, making family dreams come true for more than 100 years.
So enjoyed listening to Coach Pittman last night. Also got a kick out of listening to Eric Gregory and Nichols as well, starting center. And I like Gregory's been around the ball. I think it's his 6th-year Memphis kid, been a big mainstay at the university. 1 year Chad Morris, I guess, in the last 5 with Sam Pittman. They, of course, are football players. And they got asked, hey, when did you know football was your thing? Here was their response instead of maybe some of the other sports.
When I started getting benched in basketball, I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, that's when I knew I had to stick to football.
When was that moment for you, Addison?
When I hit 300 pounds.
Yeah, Addison with the good retort. You know, guys and gals, how you hear at the end of NCAA commercials, this like last bit.
There are 100,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
So, Tommy, Big C, when did you know you were not going to play a college sport?
4th grade?
Mine was, I remember distinctly when I did not make varsity basketball my junior year. I played JV my junior year. I said, you know what, this basketball thing's fun, but I don't think I'm going to have any chance collegiately at the next level. Go ahead, Big
I tore
C.
my ACL in senior high. I probably could have played at the U of O, but I also saw how hard college was, and I don't.
Didn't you play some college baseball?
I was going to play, and then
Okay.
I made a decision to put academics first, which that's really
paid off
what
handsomely.
happened.
Yeah, look at you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're working with Ty Richardson.
I don't know what to say. That's you set a low bar when you said Ty
Yeah.
Richardson. There's nowhere for me to go from there.
Yeah, well, you were the closest of the 3 that probably actually could have played.
Yeah, I
college
was going to
sports.
say you
Yeah.
actually were a decent
Yeah.
baseball player back in the day.
I was genetically challenged from the get-go. You know, at 5'8" and 3/4", it probably wasn't ever in the cards for me. But and my golf game was never good. If I had a chance, it'd have been in golf, and I never had a chance there either. So much to speak of. Hey, tomorrow's our Fence Man Friday pick. Sean's going to be here. We'll do that. Looking forward to that. If you need anything involving a fence, gates, powered automatic gates for commercial or residential or industrial, call the Fence Man 782-3936. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
All right, we've got Phil Elson for 10 seconds. Phil, you're at Allen's Grocery. I know people are excited to come see you, Matt, and the legend Clay Henry. What you got in store?
A Hall of Famer.
10 seconds.
Like, what don't we have in store? They've got jambalaya being made here.
Oh,
burnt ends.
All right.
Already stuffed.
We're jealous already.
I'm on my
Halftime
way.
coming up next, live at Allen's Grocery.
Your lucky number is 7. Strike it rich with the all-new Triple Red 7 Scratch-Off game from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Scratch off 1 7 to win instantly, 2 to double your prize, and 3 to triple your money. You could win the $200,000 top prize or any part of